John Cena is happening, Unstoppable.
Yep, and I've called it for months. Since our first podcast, actually.
Yes, you have.
What's up, Unstoppable Squad? Today we have another wrestling podcast. Over the phone we have Pistol Pete.
What up, everybody?
So this week we are sorry that we have to do this over the phone, but we got some big, huge topics this week, and it's a long podcast this week.
Yeah.
Especially,
I'm gonna try and keep my thoughts brief because there are a lot of topics here, but I also want to go in depth a little bit on said topics that I'm familiar with. Yeah, well, I guess we'll wait and see what goes on.
Podcast. I actually made Pistol Pete drink some Prime. It'll be a link in the down description down below of tomorrow's podcast tomorrow morning. So yeah, guys don't want to miss that.
You certainly don't, because it may never happen again.
Oh, you hear that, Vulture? You hear that, Vulture? He's gonna put his mask on.
The mask. I'm kidding, Vulture. I'm kidding.
He's not even here at all.
I'm going to shock you guys for a minute. Especially because in said podcast that Unstoppable is talking about, we went over my least favorite wrestler of all time.
Alright, so did you see that Roman Reigns said, your title looks better on me? Could it mean CM Punk or Codys or both?
I think, first of all, that he was talking about, I think that was like a general statement to both of them as to, hey, you better watch your back. Like that sort of thing. As far as which title I believe he should go after, I think he should go after Punk's belt because that's one he hasn't held yet. I guess him and Cody have had quite a bit of a history together. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE pulls the trigger on that. However, I think CM Punk versus Roman for the World Heavyweight Championship would be more interesting to me.
Right, and plus, I don't think we have seen a feud between those two.
Yeah, not that I can think of, no.
Because CM Punk left the company before it even happened.
So that would be a really good, interesting rivalry, though.
Right, I would rather see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and then we can get Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton instead of a triple threat.
I've been saying for a while now, like this goes back to when Cody first won it. Maybe I told you this, maybe I haven't. I've been saying for good 2 years that Cody's first opponent should be Randy Orton, just based on their history with each other.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't pulled the plug on that.
Yeah.
I mean, pulled the trigger on that. I would say that Randy versus Cody sounds more interesting to me than Roman versus Cody part 3.
Yeah, it's going to be part 3 if they ever do it, but I'd rather not see that.
Off again, it'll be the 3rd time. Come on.
We don't need to see that, actually.
I think we're good on this.
Alright, moving forward.
Becky Lynch has officially announced that she will leave WWE if management does not strip Maxxine Dupri of the Women's Intercontinental Championship and hand the title back to her. So I'm going to stop right there, ask you something.
Okay, yes.
Do you believe that Becky Lynch is going to leave WWE?
No. I think she's just saying that just to get management under her, wake up, like, hey, but she ain't going to really leave, especially with her husband still there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's pretty much a storyline.
Yeah, this is 1,000% story. Okay, Becky thinks Maxxine Dupri defeated her in an unfair manner. She didn't. And so the result of the match should be reversed. It shouldn't. With Becky getting the belt again. Well, I'm leaving. I am boycotting the show. It's been one thing after the other. I should have my Intercontinental title. I have not heard back from Pierce. Maxxine Dupri is walking around like she's earned something. She did. She beat you.
Yep.
She should not be allowed in this building. She should be stripped of that immediately, and I am not coming until they resolve the decision of this match and they reverse the decision of that match. Okay? End quote. Becky said in an interview with Peter Rosenberg.
Oh, like I said, she's not gonna leave.
No, she's... First of all, I don't think Becky Lynch has said authority to kick Maxxine Dupri out. I think that's what she was saying. Yeah, she should not be allowed in this building. Like, who gave Becky Lynch that authority, first of all?
Right.
And second of all, like I said, now... Granted, I know we talked about this on last week's show about Maxxine Dupri winning that title, or it might have been the week before. Either or. So I think you can make an assumption that Maxxine Dupri wouldn't have had the belt if AJ Lee wasn't distracting Becky Lynch. However, WWE keeps telling us, and it's not just WWE, but it's AEW and TNA, they keep, and basically any promotion is guilty of this, they keep telling us that the referee's decision is final.
Right.
These superstars keep blaming the referee and telling them to, like, what the hell? It's like, bro, if you want to leave, I mean, there's the door, Becky.
Right.
You can leave.
And then, like I said in last week's podcast, I said I feel like we're gonna get Becky Lynch versus Jessica Carr.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see at least one of the referees getting a little fed up about Becky treating a referee like crap.
Yep.
And yeah, I could definitely see that now. Yikes, WWE will have to do something immediately. The show cannot progress without a big name like Becky Lynch.
I think they can.
I think they could. Becky is, I'll give credit where credit's due. Becky Lynch is, in my opinion, top 5 easily of this generation. In the women's division. She keeps preaching us that Sports Illustrated said so and whatever.
I don't even believe it.
I don't believe that. I actually think, but this is me talking as a fan, I actually do believe Becky Lynch is one of the greatest of this current generation in the women's division. So wasn't Trish. So wasn't Lita. So wasn't, Nikki Bella wasn't, I'm not considering Nikki Bella in this, but she had an impact too. AJ Lee had her impact when she was in her prime.
Okay, so...
And the list goes on and on. You get my point. WWE will survive long term with or without Becky Lynch. My thoughts is this is an entire storyline scenario.
Alright, so right here, Sports Illustrated ranking named the greatest WWE female wrestler ever. Sports Illustrated sparking major debut debate. Becky Lynch. So she is right about Sports Illustrated being...
Yeah, I'm saying that but what I'm saying here is she shouldn't have to, gloat about that.
Right, every single time.
If you're truly good at something, this is what I always had this thought. If you're truly good at something, the results will speak for themselves. Becky keeps saying that, this, and okay, Sports Illustrated has it there. Becky shouldn't have to point that out every single time she has a microphone in her hand.
Right.
I get she's a heel, I get this is part of the character, I get all that, but I'm sick of TKO making all the heels come across as oh, boo-hoo, poor me, I lost my title, I lost this, and it's bro, do exactly what you've been doing.
Right.
Becky, go, I've seen Becky put on, historic matches. Her first run as a heel didn't go so well. They just changed her back to a face. However, they haven't done that here, so they firmly believe Becky's a quality heel, and I believe that. I just wish some of these characters were less pouty and more like ass kickers, for lack of a better word. The floor is yours on this. I'm sick of her like preaching this.
Well, I get it. I know where you're coming from. Like, I get you're sick and tired of where they're like, I need my rematch and blah blah blah. I'm the best in the women's division. Oh, I'm the best in the men's division. It's like, shut up. You're not the best.
Exactly. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of TKO. And
I would like to see them try to go up against the past wrestlers that have like the Attitude Era in the old days, you know? I would like to see them try to face those guys.
Exactly.
Because they wouldn't even last even a minute.
No, they wouldn't. Not with this mindset.
Our next topic is Jey Uso had snapped because he lost to LA Knight.
I did see this.
So we could probably definitely see a heel turn coming. Like I've said this before, that Jey Uso could be turning heel. He just didn't pull the plug because of the Survivor Series. Now that the Survivor Series is now over with, they can finally pull the plug.
I think, again, we've talked about this topic before. Jey Uso was supposed to turn heel at said event. I think it makes sense for him to turn after this.
Right.
And not just that, I think it also makes sense for LA Knight to turn heel too.
Yeah, because he hasn't been winning much either, like the big matches.
Yeah, but Jey, and the reason I'm bringing up, even though we're talking about Jey Uso here, both LA Knight and Jey Uso have carried this show on their backs. WWE would build both of them up. Jey Uso, to his credit, he beat Gunther at WrestleMania. He is a former WWE champion. To his credit, that's cool. LA Knight, once upon a time, maybe like 2 years ago, was in a similar boat to Jey Uso. And he's actually been in this boat for quite a while, as recently as the last time is now tournament,
right,
where they build them up as a massive star, yet when the light shines brightest on LA Knight, he loses. When the light shines brightest at WrestleMania, Jey Uso won. I think you can compare these two as both worthy candidates of a heel turn at some point. You get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I just don't believe, until I see it, I don't believe that WWE will turn either of them heel except in a tag team with somebody. I don't see Jey Uso turning heel and WWE keeping Jimmy face. Because we already have had that match. So, and we've already had the Usos as champion. I get that. However, they don't have to necessarily win. They can just feud with other up-and-coming talent. And for LA Knight, I think they should turn him heel, but like Jimmy, I don't see that happening either. The floor is yours.
I think they wouldn't turn Jimmy back heel because he just went face. I can't see Jimmy going heel right now. I think it would be great to see Jey go face or heel.
I do too. I just don't see it. Maybe that's just me. Our next topic, former AJPW Triple Crown champ holder Joe Doering is battling a third brain tumor diagnosis. Holy shit. Doering, 43, was first diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2015. Missed a year of action. He returned in late 2016 and resumed his career as a regular for All Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, that's what that stands for. In 2022, second brain tumor was found. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ending his career. Now Doering faces his third brain tumor diagnosis. And a GoFundMe campaign has been launched by his sister-in-law with additional details.
Yeah, that is...
This kind of hits home for me, and I'll tell you why. About maybe a year or so ago, I had a friend who was diagnosed with brain cancer, and he is no longer with us. As of June, he died a month before he was scheduled to turn 33.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Guess what I'm saying is cancer is no joke.
Yeah.
I don't know this particular wrestler. I'll be completely honest with you guys.
I know who he is. I watched TNA earlier, and I stopped watching it, and I kind of remember Joe Doering. So I was like, one, I know who he is, and two, we had to bring this up because Joe Doering is a former TNA wrestler.
Okay.
So,
see, I don't know who this wrestler is. My thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. I could not imagine being diagnosed with it once, but twice, and not just that, a third time. Holy, that must be. I can't even imagine what I would be going through right now. Holy crap!
I feel bad for Joe Doering. He had battled through it twice. Now it came back for the third time. It's like, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I tell you, cancer is not fun. I witnessed it many times. I witnessed it from my uncle. I witnessed it with my other uncle, my grandfather, and then I witnessed it from my aunt, and I witnessed it with my neighbor down below here, who just recently passed away earlier this year.
I've known so many people, who go through cancer. It's not fun. It's scary stuff. It's a life-changing diagnosis. My thoughts are just with Joe Doering right now and his family.
Well, we'll have to bring this up in our next podcast about cancer. I'm actually going to write that down in our topics. So our next topic is CM Punk versus Bron Breakker for the World Heavyweight Championship, January 5th, 2026. So, do you think Bron Breakker could dethrone CM Punk?
If you asked me this about around the time Punk debuted, I would have probably given you a different answer. But, given the state of Bron Breakker's career, given the state of where Punk is, I'm still not sure if he's going to win. Could he? Does he have a realistic chance of dethroning CM Punk? I think you gotta say yes.
Only reason why I say this, because I wanted you to take the floor first.
I think there's a real possibility that he could beat CM Punk.
Okay, so you want to hear my opinion?
One,
have not revealed who the masked guy is yet.
It's the unstoppable Denominator.
Oh shit! You're not supposed to spoil it for everyone yet. No, it's the unsubscriber from GTS Wrestling. Oh no! I am so sorry, unsubscriber. If you don't know who the unsubscriber is, go watch GTS Wrestling. Alright, so Bron Breakker could win by the help of the masked man.
Oh, okay. I see where you're getting at.
That's why I think Bron Breakker is going to defeat CM Punk. We haven't revealed who it is yet. I think they're waiting for that perfect time.
What if it is Chris Jericho?
No, what if it was Seth Rollins?
I don't see it, because I don't know if you've seen it, but Seth Rollins has been doing a lot of NFL Network commentary as of late in his sling.
Sling? Yeah, kayfabe.
Right?
Kayfabe.
Yeah, air quotes. However, I think there might be a chance. I mean, it could be Seth. I just think I think the stomp was a red herring. I think the stomp is just meant to throw us all off.
Now, do you 100% think it could be Austin Theory?
I'm leaning, right now, yes, I would say that. Right now, I still think the most likely candidate is Austin Theory. However, I'm bringing up Jericho because he's supposed to debut early 2026. I don't know what's gonna happen. He might not even be the Masked Man. He might be at the Raw after the first Raw of next year.
Yeah.
He might just be having a match. However, I just think that has to be brought up here. I don't believe it. I think Austin Theory is still my favorite. Be under the mask. I don't believe it's Chris Jericho. I just bringing it up because I feel like it's necessary to bring up. I still think it's Austin Theory 100%. Our next topic is the TNA TV deal to AMC.
Yes, finally.
It's about time they chose one. Feels like I've seen this all year. TNA's TV deal is still not decided, but they've officially signed with AMC. And that's not all. They also, because they are signing with AMC, they have told WWE that they have 60 days to end the NXT TNA partnership.
Oh, really?
Because of the deal to AMC, because AMC is a direct, I guess it's a direct competitor to one of the companies that they are affiliated with.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I guess AMC is a direct competitor to one of the other companies, either Fox or NBC Universal. But yeah, I think it's as far as the deal is concerned, I think this is a massive deal because it gets TNA on a a nationwide market now.
Yeah.
Because not everyone has access to Access TV. Everybody who has a basic cable subscription, I believe, does have AMC in the basic plan. So all around, this is a very good deal for TNA.
Yeah, same. To be honest with you, now I can finally watch TNA again. Because guess what? I have the AMC app.
Oh. Okay.
Why? It's because The Walking Dead. So now I have purpose once The Walking Dead's gone, once I'm all caught up on watching it and it's all done and over with, I have a purpose to keep the AMC app around.
So do you have AMC Plus or the regular AMC?
AMC Plus.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Hold on.
No, but that's cool. I was thinking of getting it myself just because there's some
AMC Plus
movies on it that I like watching. So
yeah, I have AMC Plus. So now I can.
This is a massive deal.
So now I have purpose to keep AMC around. I was just telling my mom about it. I was like, hey, I got a purpose to keep it around.
Yes, we do.
Now that TNA is going to be on AMC, sweet, I can watch TNA again. Where I remember watching it on Access TV, which now we no longer have cable, but I can use AMC app.
I think all around this is a massive deal for TNA. And I'm thinking it should be a great time to be a TNA wrestling fan right now.
Oh, definitely. And I'll tell you this, I bet you'll be happy to watch TNA again.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I still watch it time to time on Access TV, but like you were saying, not everybody has it. And a lot more people have access to AMC, so
yep.
This is perfect. This is a perfect deal for them.
Definitely. Even if they moved over to a different platform, Peacock or something, Disney Plus.
I know, right? Can you imagine? Oh my God, that would be divisive as all hell if you had to watch TNA on Disney.
Man, that would be weird. Our next topic is we have the Big Show. Yes, we're saying a Big Show. He says that he's not ready to retire, but he's had several surgeries in the past few years, and he wants to be sure he's ready when he gets back in the ring. White wants to put out a good product. He doesn't want fans thinking he should be taken out back and done like old Yeller. White says he likes AEW and doesn't plan on going anywhere.
So, I guess, first of all, I'm going to give the man his flowers. Big Show, Paul White, as he's competing under his real name in TNA. I mean AEW. We just talked about TNA. But he competes on AEW. I'm gonna give the man his flowers for a second.
Yeah, he's 53 by the way.
In my opinion, and you may or may not agree with me here. Paul White, aka the Big Show, aka Captain Insano, whatever ring name he's been under, he's one of the greatest modern wrestlers. Obviously, his most memorable run was as the Big Show in WWE. However, he's wrestled a bit for AEW as well. But there comes a point in every athlete tenure where you kind of just have to admit to yourself that either one, you're too old for this, two, you're not as athletic as you once were, or three, you're past your prime. And I think right now, because he said he has several surgeries in the past few years, that is a sign of wear and tear on your body. Big Show, even though he's lost some weight.
Yeah, he lost tons of weight,
He lost a lot
actually.
of weight. Yeah, he is. He looks great.
Yep.
But he's still not a tiny dude.
Yeah.
Those legs and those knees have a lot of miles on them.
Oh, definitely.
And he's no spring chicken. So I'm just saying maybe it's time for the Big Show to retire.
I would like to see one last run with the Big Show.
Yeah, I would too. But like, at what point do you kind of just have to cut your losses and be like, this is not for me right now. He can stay on as I think Big Show would make a great announcer.
Yes, I think so too.
I think Big Show would make a great announcer for AEW or for WWE. But I just think he's had his run, and would I like to see him as champion like one more time, even if it's just the TNT championship? Yes, I would. However, I don't want to see that come at the cost of somebody's health. So for me, I just think he might need to listen to Old Yeller White, as they say. Or is yours?
Like I said, I would like to see Big Show one last time in a ring wrestling. Maybe give him one last wrestling push. Give him a world title. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Just give him a push. He's 53. He's losing weight. He lost tons of weight last time he was in a wrestling ring.
A wrestling wing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it the left or the right wing?
I don't know. You decide. Having surgery on whatever he's had surgery on. Who knows? Maybe he's trying to get better, get back in shape for his health going forward. So, yeah.
Topic here is Freddie Prinze Jr. claims that he's been told by his friend who works at Disney that ESPN is not happy with WWE's deal right now. ESPN, by the way, is so unhappy with the deal. I was talking to a friend of mine that works for Disney, and he was like, yo, they're so mad. Better make their money back on this deal. He just said they're hot. Wrestling with Freddie. The source here. Alright, my thing on this, it's as Freddie Prinze Jr., obviously he's a great actor. Yeah, I could see, and normally I'm not one to like agree with Disney and on their business ideals. I think their run is very corrupt. Not because of their politics, but just like I think them as a company, they're kind of forming a monopoly, and they're trying to get like a bunch of different other companies so that they can control basically the entire entertainment industry.
Right.
It's why you see them having access to sports and different TV channels that do a lot of movies, and they've also acquired Fox. The list goes on and on and on and on with that. However, this is one of the very few times that I could actually see them being frustrated because of one particular reason. They got three letters. TKO. TKO.
Yep.
And a friend of ours said in a group chat recently, and I completely agree with him on this, TKO is only in this for the money.
Oh, I know. I think we kind of said this in the past too.
They only care about money. Like, it's why you see the price go up. One of my favorite YouTubers in the review space, he says, I don't necessarily care about price increases. Just give us more quality for the money. And I gotta be perfectly honest with you. Ignoring the prices for a second, I do not believe that the WWE product right now is worth the price of admission. And I have not said that in what feels like a good 4 years. They've had a great run. Like, Triple H is not perfect. I get that. Triple H, he steered the ship in a direction where they're more focused on the talent. As soon as they signed that deal with TKO, as soon as they did, all that went out the window. Because now Triple H doesn't control a bunch of the creative anymore.
No, and they think that Triple H does, and they're blaming it all on Triple H.
Well, that's because he's the CEO of creative. I just think that title is bullshit because I've seen Triple H write NXT so good that it was the hottest thing in wrestling for a solid decade.
Right.
And that was all thanks to Triple H and William Regal. This current year and a half, so, like, this past year or so, I'm not saying it's completely dead or anything. They still have a chance to like save it. However, I think TKO's got to get less involved with the product, because if they continue doing what they're doing, they're only going to alienate the hardcore audience. And once a wrestling company eliminates their hardcore audience, that is where we will see the end of a company.
Yeah, right.
And I just think, but also part of me thinks it's hilarious because Disney signed the contract anyway. So if there's any comedy left in this, I just kind of like point the finger at them and I kind of laugh in their face, because obviously Disney wasn't going to be happy with this. We all knew this, but it's just funny that they have to admit it themselves.
Yeah, or their first pay-per-view that they had, WrestlePalooza, it was a big flop.
Oh my god. That was Survivor Series War Games is so glad that WrestlePalooza exists. WrestlePalooza is, without a doubt, the the most disappointing pay-per-view of the entire year.
Right.
Bring the life event. Yeah, they're the same thing at the end of the day. Yeah, I just think it. Part of me, I can see where Disney's coming from, but I think it's hilarious that Disney is upset, because I just think that idea is funny.
Alright, our next topic is WWE Library leaving Peacock soon. That was reported earlier this week. Seems like they're trying to eliminate Peacock. No more WWE on Peacock anymore, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing they're gonna put it all over on ESPN or a different platform, which makes no sense. This is why I complain about this in the beginning of our podcast, or not in the beginning, I think a couple episodes after our beginning of our podcast, is that they should have kept WWE Network.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Boost up the price. Instead of $9.99, they could have boosted up to $19.99. It wasn't that hard, WWE. TKO.
I guess what's really shady about this is they still market shit on Peacock. They still market the NXT shows on Peacock. They still market Saturday Night Main Event on Peacock. Is this the entire library going for that, like you said, the WWE library, does that include NXT, PLEs, and Saturday Night Main Event?
Probably, because they didn't tell me what it was going to leave. I guess the whole WWE library, I guess.
I guess I'll say this then. First of all, I'm in complete agreement with you. I think the WWE Network, not only was it affordable for what you got, but it also was easy to access. Yeah, there were a few times where it could get a bit buggy. I'm not calling it like a perfect IP or anything. It certainly was not. However, like, it was easy for everything to be in one place. Now, not only do you have to pay for ESPN to get WWE, but you also have to have a cable subscription to watch SmackDown. Oh, and you also have to have a Netflix subscription with the infinite price increases that we hear Netflix doing. It's like every 3-4 months I see another update where either Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus has increased their price.
Right, which we will be talking about at Netflix here in a minute. Few later topics on. Down the road about it.
However, my point is, you didn't have to have like a billion different services to watch WWE. You just had the WWE Network, and it was easy to access, and it had everything there. Can we go back to an era? I'm not even preaching that they should bring it back. It could be Netflix. It could be ESPN. I don't care where it goes. I just want one service to have everything. I don't care where it is. It can be ESPN. It could be Peacock. It could be the WWE Network. It could be HBO. It could be wherever. It could be Hulu for all I care.
Right, and they could just combine it all in one. Why do we have to pay all these services? Yeah, you guys want us to pay different services, but can't we just have one platform instead of going to Peacock, Netflix?
Yeah, it's absurd, and this is part
Not many people can afford shit. WWE, TKO.
Yeah, not everybody's a millionaire.
Once my mother passes away, I'm not going to be able to afford this house.
Probably not.
I'm going to have a roommate.
Yeah, probably.
I won't be able to afford watching these platforms once my mom passes away.
I mean, feelings mutual. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, at what point do you just put it all on one platform? In a perfect world, this will ruffle some feathers. How about you put New Japan, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA, all on one platform? Have it Wrestling Plus, or whatever you want to call it.
Right, and then they have a huge library.
You just have a huge library of every major brand.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
That seems like too much of a hard concept. We gotta make you guys chill out like $300 a month.
If they even do that, put it all in, like, all wrestling companies in one platform, right? That price would be up to probably $1,000. They would probably ask for $1,000 a month for it. I'd be like, hell no.
Paying multiple different services to get a fraction of a promotion's product.
Right, but still, I wouldn't be paying for $1,000. I'd probably say $30 for all of it.
Maybe you want to keep the ESPN price for a thing like that. That would be good. That would be a good price for that. Instead, you have to pay, I don't know exactly the prices, but you have to pay an absurd amount of money just to be able to watch one product. That it should not be like that. I'm not saying it has to be free. I get that businesses have to make their money.
Right.
At least help a brother out. Nick Khan says WWE fans' opinions don't matter to him. Oh, boy. You know what's funny? We're a couple fans ourselves, and we have opinions on multiple different companies.
Yep.
However, I'm on. We're all different people. We all think differently. I don't agree with everything Unstoppable says.
Yep.
Unstoppable doesn't agree with everything I say necessarily.
Right.
But we're level-headed enough to where we can respect each other, and we do this podcast for you guys. You guys were running your company good enough. I personally, I'm not saying I would shill out money to you, but I would say I would give credit where it's due. But the reality is, you guys are kind of in a rough spot, and I want to be reasonable enough to point that out to you guys and be completely real and honest and not beat around the bush about what's going on. And I sometimes agree with some decisions you do, but then I hear all this shit about like people leaving the company. Like then you have, different wrestler. We just had Becky Lynch. We just talked about Becky Lynch on this podcast where she wants to leave because of a decision. I guess what I'm trying to say is enough. It's fine to have a different opinion than somebody else.
Right.
All right. Floor is yours, Unstoppable.
What I want to say is that, okay, so Nick Khan, you're saying that you don't care about anyone's opinions. It's like talking to a YouTuber. You're like, to a YouTuber, me as a YouTuber, us as a YouTuber. We don't care about our fans' opinion on our product. We don't care about your opinion. We don't care. We're going to continue doing what we're doing.
I mean, like, that is and isn't true. Like, we do want to include you guys, like, in, like, different suggestions and stuff like that. But it's like, this dude's voice is funny. Or why is this dude wearing a mask all the time?
Right.
Reveal your mask. Stuff like that.
Review your face. Why do we have two guys on a podcast show wearing a mask and one guy is not wearing a mask? Like, come on, take the mask off. Like, two of us play a character. Well, one of us plays a character. The other one kind of just came on the show with us. So,
like we're just people at the end of the day.
Right. We do care about your guys' opinions, but WWE don't care about their fans' opinions.
Everything that you guys say bothers them. Every little thing that you guys say negatively about TKO bothers them. And here's what's funny. I actually feel bad for Nick Khan to where he even had to say that, because I think Nick Khan is a respectable individual who's just another guy at the end of the day. Like, he has his opinions of his own that his bosses might not agree with. So my theory is that someone above him forced him to say this.
Nah, I think he don't care.
I mean, fine, maybe he doesn't care either. But my point is, everything, it validates us. Whenever a big time, like, corporate executive comes out and has to say this, you immediately validate all the criticisms that we give you. So meaning, he knows the product is shit, but he's not gonna do shit about it, because fuck the fans. That's what I get out of this.
Lawsuit has been filed against WWE, TKO, and John Cena over the horn arrangement that introduced and played throughout My Time Is Now. The lawsuit claims that the horns in the intro and outro used in Cena's theme music were copied from a 1974 cover recorded arranged by Canadian band leader, the late Pete Schofield. The complaint was submitted by Schofield's daughter, Kim Schofield, who says she now owns the copyrights to the record and the music, he says, in the original arrangement. Who cares? I tell you, a lot of people use freaking little horns or dongs or whatever in every freaking music. So every freaking musician's gonna sue another musician for using something else of their fucking music? This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I kind of agree agreeing with you, and here's the thing. I do believe that, perfect example, take CM Punk. CM Punk's entrance music is Call of Personality by The Living Color. Now, if In Living Color, if they had an issue with it, then, or if, let's say, their partnership with WWE for that song fizzled out, artists write rights to their own IPs. However, I do not believe that's what this case is. I believe that this is a case where someone noticed something. Hold on. I want to get her name right. Pete Schofield and Kim Schofield. So they heard these horns played in My Time Is Now. Are they aware that My Time Is Now has been John Cena's theme for like 20 years?
You're right. And they just realize they're complaining about it now?
They're complaining about it now when he's about to retire. And if John Cena is... We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this in the next topic. But if what Cena is saying is true, which again I have no reason to believe that he's lying, you won't be able to hear this song ever again. And you're only bringing up now because of the weight of the marketing with John Cena right now. And you want a piece of the pie.
Yep.
You want a little piece of that income as well. I have to say, who gives a fuck? Let John Cena wrestle his last match, and then everybody will forget about this.
But no, even if he does make his appearance again, you know he's going to make his appearance next year for Hall of Fame, because he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, so his music's going to hit through that.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you'll never, like, in terms of it won't be on that long. It'll
Right.
just be like a 10-second, it'll be a 10-second clip of that entrance music.
It's
It'll
not,
be the entire entrance.
but still.
Yeah, this is bullshit. I don't put, like, a lot of stock into this.
I'm not a lawyer anyway, so I can't tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not really a lawyer, so I wouldn't be able to, like, provide any legal shit. Like, somebody would have to, like, fact check us
Right.
on this. But so I'm not gonna say they're gonna win or lose. That's not my concern here. My concern is that they've waited 20 years to make this a thing. Okay, if this was so important to you, why didn't you do it like, I don't know, 20 years ago?
Right. Or when the song first came out. Oh, you never heard of it until now?
Have you been living under a rock?
Right?
I'm sorry, like, one peak to the next, Mr. Schofield. Have you been living, and I don't mean to disrespect you, but have you been living under a rock that you did not know that John Cena's entrance music has horns at the beginning? Like,
Pete.
come on, bro.
Okay, so Pete did pass away, so he can't find out. It's his daughter who's heard it.
Okay, I did not know that, so rest in peace, Mr. Schofield. But, so my question points to Kim then. Why didn't you do this years ago?
Right.
Like, have John Cena, like, allow John Cena to use it one more time, and then you wouldn't have to hear it, like, in full ever again, unless you so choose to, by listening to the music yourself. Because there are entrance musics that's another topic we can talk about. Like, I have a lot of entrance themes on my phone that I listen to from time to time.
And the thing is, do you think they're gonna sue for every listener that listens to John Cena's theme song time to time?
No, that's another rabbit hole that's a topic for a different day. But man, it's just so stupid. Get this out of here. What's next? This is my topic here.
Yep.
Alright, John Cena confirms he'll be the first in WWE history to retire and never come back. Cena promised that he will never have another match in WWE after December 13th, 2025. During a recent interview by saying the following, quote, 20 retire, they always kind of hang on for one more match. I am 100% done. The 13th of December on Peacock is my last in-ring performance. This is John Cena via Jimmy Kimmel Live. So I'm gonna start by saying I don't know how accurate that is by superstars not ever coming back, because there have been names that have retired and I've never heard from them again.
Right.
I'm not one to confirm or deny that. However, I do believe John Cena here. I think John Cena is without a doubt the greatest wrestler to ever step into a WWE ring. And I also think, as far as this retirement tour is concerned, and this is where I have to throw it back to a few topics before, where I think Triple H and TKO and Nick Khan have all been, they say they've been working with John Cena all the time, right? You see it at it seems like after every major PLE, Triple H comes up on screen and says, "Oh, this is all John Cena's idea. He's one of the best ever doing this. We want to make sure it's done right," or something along those lines. No offense and no disrespect to Triple H, but I have to throw this question at them. Do you honestly believe a word you're saying? Because would John Cena want to be squashed by Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza?
No.
Because here's the thing, John Cena also got squashed by Brock Lesnar after he won his briefcase. Threw him around just like he did at WrestlePalooza. That was years ago. This is his final going out party. This is the last time you'll ever see him at a WrestlePalooza event. Would John Cena want to lose to one of his biggest rivals like that in his retirement tour? No. Would John Cena want Gunther when he could have the Miz? When he could have Seth Rollins? Granted, he's injured, so that threw a monkey wrench in there. Granted, he could have someone like Javon Evans come up for NXT, Kurt Angle, or there are so many other names that I can point to which deserve John Cena's last opponent.
Right.
Was John Cena wanting Gunther?
I don't know.
Wanting LA Knight? I don't know. Maybe he did. If that's the case, I'm willing to eat my words here. However, I do not believe that, and I don't think Triple H believes this. This is completely marketed just for money. If they really cared about John, and here's the thing, if they really cared about having John Cena's final match and have it legitimate, you could have done it at Fenway Park. Why does it have to be in DC and not Fenway Park?
Well, remember, Boston couldn't, the tourism, remember we talked about that?
Yeah, but still, you can manage. Come on, man.
And it's gonna be cold outside. They don't want people to get cold, to complain again.
Don't put heaters in the park.
That would be costing them tons of freaking money. Their pistol.
I guess, but in my opinion, this has just been really disappointing. I just think. And I didn't even bring up the fact that he debuted as a heel and lost the belt in 3 months to Cody. I mean, that happened too. I don't know. I just think this is all I agree with John Cena where he is going to retire. I do believe that, but I think they could have done a way better job.
I agree with you. So remember when you said that they were doing whatever John Cena wanted? Well, they're really not doing what John Cena really wants. So John Cena says the original plan was to do a full year retirement tour. He said he wanted to do 220 dates, but they only needed him for 36 dates. The plan originally was to be a full year. I wanted to do 220 dates. He only needed me for 36 dates. Interview on The Ringer, Triple H robbed us from the real retirement tour.
Floor is yours. This is your topic. And I already talked about John Cena, so.
Okay, so, remember how I told you, just said that, they wanted to do everything for John Cena?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do anything for John Cena.
Yeah, this was John, and this is interesting that it's coming from Cena.
I was going to put the clip in here, but it's been a long podcast for us tonight. So I think it would not be risky of putting that in there. Yeah. I feel like John Cena should have got the full retirement tour instead of the 36 dates. It's John. You're having a professional wrestler who's been in the company for 20 plus years, and yeah, he left the company just to go do movies. Let him come to a wrestling company that he wants to wrestle for and retire for. Let him wrestle as many dates as he wants. Oh, we can't because we don't have room. Make room.
Like I said, but Boston can't do this. Are you high? Boston, with the amount of money they have, and they know how, I'm pretty sure Boston knows how much John Cena means to that area. He's one of the most iconic Boston figures. Come on, man.
Yep.
Okay, this really makes me heated. Because he wanted to be on every Raw, every SmackDown,
and PLEs.
Every PLE, and all of that.
And Triple H and TKO and WWE didn't want it. They gave him 36 dates.
TKO loves their money, don't they? They love their money so much that they basically told one of the most important figures in that company's history, fuck you, we don't need you.
Well, guess what? Good thing you got John Cena retiring.
Well, guess what?
He's not coming back.
And I really believe John Cena now. He's never, I don't think he's ever coming back.
Nope.
And actually, I know we brought up the Hall of Fame, and I know that he's sure be a WWE Hall of Famer at some point. I get all of that. Why would he accept that? After hearing all of this, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would accept it right away, at least. I would at least give it maybe a decade before I'd reconsider. Because if I put my blood, sweat, and tears for you, and you're treating me like this, that's a low blow, man.
Yep.
It's like the clip of Mr. Krabs selling SpongeBob for 62 cents. That's what this reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of.
Oh, I know.
Shame on them.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about this?
Let's just throw in Gunther versus John Cena.
Gunther versus John Cena is happening. Unstoppable.
Yep, and I've called it for months. Since our first podcast, actually.
Yes, you have.
So, I actually called that from our first podcast. That was actually rumored since we've done it.
Kind of puts a little hole in this podcast? Maybe? Probably not. But anyway, you called this right from the beginning. And this is something I was talking about a few topics back when we were talking about Nick Khan. At first I wasn't for it. Then Gunther got revealed and I'm like, holy shit, Gunther's going to win this entire thing. And he did. I wanted LA Knight.
Oh, I feel like we're gonna see. I feel like we're gonna see John Cena possibly tapping out.
I don't think so. I'm thinking John Cena wins.
You think?
Yeah, I think Cena wins this because there is no Intercontinental Championship on the line.
True. But I also feel like, you know what? John Cena could win. I see him picking up Gunther, and they look at each other and nod and shake hands and hand the torch over to Gunther. And my coworker says he don't think that he will hand over the torch to Gunther.
I don't think so either.
I think he should.
This is what I was saying. Gunther, this is the complete polar opposite of John Cena. Where John Cena is all respectful to the fans and he's one with the crowd. He's all serious and he's all business. I get babyface heel, I get that, but there are some heels that are comedic, and then there are some baby faces that aren't not so baby face.
Yeah, I noticed that too. But you know what I'm not mad about is that what I'm mad about is that I'm gonna have to get up an hour early just to see it.
Well, sucks to suck.
Yep. So I might as well just go to bed when I come home from work. Just get up at 8 o'clock just to watch it.
I think you should get up like at
7:30.
7:30. You know what I mean? Just so that you know you're up. Knowing you'll probably sleep through like all of it. Especially if it's a squash match.
Right.
You might miss it. You might turn it on and the match is over.
True.
But you know, jokes aside, I think this is so stupid. Imagine booking your hotel and everything. You're in DC. Maybe you have your girlfriend or your partner right next to you, right? And you're like, this is gonna be so much fun. And granted, you are not aware of any of this. You don't have social media. You don't go on YouTube. So you are just blindly walking into this. And then you hear John Cena. Then you hear the words from John Cena's entrance music. You hear that.
Yep.
You hear that. Bro, if that were me in that scenario, I would walk out after that match is over. Especially when you marketed this Saturday night's main event as John Cena's final match. That should be the main event. I am sorry.
Yeah.
I am sorry. You guys fucked up on that. Because not only am I mad about it, but I'm pretty sure that there might be a noticeably thin crowd past the first match. And especially after they do the tally, like, this is like 23,000 people. When there's really like 10 because they had John Cena's final match first.
Right, and all of them just left.
And all of them just left.
Because all of them just wanted to be there for John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Oh, well, we just got our John Cena match. Now, time to go home.
yeah, do we care about any of these? No, not really. I mean, yeah, but they
Oh,
market this as
well,
John Cena's
we're
final
going to
match.
be talking about that here in a bit, but...
I don't know Unstoppable, but I just think this is a choice that is going to haunt them. Because the fans are going to be like, yeah, I don't really care about anything else. I'm cool with walking out of here. And maybe some of those people are retiring from WWE with John Cena.
Yeah, Logan Paul says that he will never turn babyface during his career in WWE and was born to be a heel. Being a babyface in WWE, a good guy pretending you're a hero all the time, it's not realistic. Part of the human experience is like making mistakes and being you. And that's what I've done. You've got a problem with it? Then F off. Logan Paul via impulsive. I feel him where he's coming from.
I mean, you're the Logan Paul enthusiast amongst us, so... You know, I'm gonna shock you guys for a minute. Like most of you watching this, or maybe little you, maybe like half of you, I don't know. You like who you want to like, you hate who you want to hate, that's fine. I am not a fan of Logan Paul, but you know what? I actually agree with him here. This might be the only time
You agree with him.
I actually agreed with him. Because what have I been saying about Logan Paul? He is a despicable human being. That might be true. But also want to know what Logan Paul is, and I cannot take away from him. He's so fucking good at being a heel. He is so fucking good at the in-ring portion. He's good on the mic. He's good at making me despise him, which I already did before he came into WWE.
Yep.
It's probably the only thing I'll ever agree with him on. Keep being a heel, Logan. Just keep doing it.
Definitely.
Netflix confirms an $82.7 million. I heard it was billion.
I don't know.
I heard it was in the billions.
I don't know. This is what I saw.
Anyways, $82.7 million deal to acquire Warner Brothers Discoveries. And with Netflix already investing huge in WWE, there's no guarantee they'd want another wrestling company competing on their platform. If AEW doesn't fit Netflix's evolving strategy of big global brands and streamlined content, Tony Khan may be forced to find a new media partner or rebuild AEW's entire broadcast model. Okay, first of all, I saw this yesterday. AEW, even with the Netflix deal, AEW is under contract through 2027 with Warner Brothers Discovery. So their HBO contracts and everything like that will stay the same at least through then. And another thing is, I also read, and not that I completely trust Netflix here, but they also said that they would leave HBO Max and HBO the same, but they'll just bring over their movies and their shows to Netflix as another option. And I'm not sure I completely agree. I'm not sure I completely trust Netflix here, but it is a landscaping change for the entertainment industry. And I do believe that where part of the problem Warner Brothers Discovery losing money is directly aimed at AEW. So that would be interesting down the line to see if they ever do merge into one brand or something. That would be interesting, and maybe Tony Khan would be forced to leave.
Who knows?
Because they can't work with WWE.
Right, you never know. WWE could leave because they're not gonna be happy with, AEW.
I don't think Triple H cares about AEW. I don't think anyone on the TKO board cares about AEW. But what I do know is what I know. And what I know is that Tony Khan has an issue with WWE. And if they are forced to go over to Netflix and be a direct partner slash competition with WWE, that could ruffle that boardroom. That could ruffle Tony Khan's feathers, and that would be, I would actually tune into AEW to watch that.
Definitely.
Just to see his reaction. Just to see Tony Khan's opinion on AEW post 2027. I don't know. Okay, do you have anything to add?
No. Alright, Stax knocks out Santino Marella and becomes the new TNA International Champion. So what happened was he became the new TNA International Champion. Then after the match, he knocked out Santino Marella after a fight broke out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened after. All I know is he knocked out Santino Marella.
That's interesting.
And Santino Marella says that there's going to be a steel cage match between NXT and TNA.
Okay, you better tune into that, because it might be the last time we see NXT and TNA in the same arena. Because again, with the new TV deal at AMC has given WWE a 60-day window to cease and desist from sending NXT talent over to TNA.
Which will be interesting.
That will be interesting. However, Stax wins the TNA International Championship. Good for him. He's a right up-and-coming talent, and I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job as the international champion.
As long as he can.
As long as he owns it.
Well, as he can, because remember, it's 60 days.
Yep. So he might be...
That
title might change hands really quickly.
He can hold it for probably 2 months.
What if he doesn't lose it?
There's gonna be a big issue.
That'll be crazy.
Right?
Holy shit, if he doesn't lose it and he takes it to WWE, or he would be forced to void his contract with NXT just to
or something will break out. So
good for him though.
Right.
I'm happy for Stack. Next topic: Mercedes Moné was defeated by Red Velvet. And Red Velvet becomes the new and a two-time ROH Women's World Television Championship.
Can I mention this? I did mention that is this a downfall after her didn't pick up the 13th belt or the 14th? Was it going to be a downfall? And here we go.
I believe we talked about this in a previous topic, but I do believe this could be the start of a landslide event for Mercedes Moné, as she can't hold on to all those titles forever. Kenny Omega held all his titles for I think about 6 months or so. Where he did a similar thing a few years back, where he was starting to collect different championships. I think Mercedes wants to like one up that, and all I can say is good. I hope she loses them all within the span of like 2 months. Good. I hope she loses them all.
And you know what? She snapped on a fan saying that, like me or you, saying that this was the downfall of her championship losing streak.
I agree. I think this is the beginning of a landslide in defeat for Mercedes Moné.
Yep. She don't think so, but honestly, it is. So Oba Femi was facing Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship at Deadline last night. And Oba Femi won the NXT Championship and now gets to face Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event this weekend, Saturday night's main event, where John Cena retires fully.
Is that match for the championship?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to be Oba Femi versus Cody. Remember, Cena did say he wanted to see NXT stars, the upcoming stars and stuff.
Yes, he did say that.
So...
well, here's the thing. Is Oba Femi a main event talent?
Definitely.
I agree. I think Oba Femi is ready for the main roster right now.
Yeah.
If the WWE draft started tomorrow, I would draft Oba Femi number 1 without even thinking about it. However, that brings me to this topic. And again, I'm a fan of both Ricky Saints and Oba Femi here. I think either one could have walked out of this match the champion, and I believe they would steal the show at Saturday night's main event. Granted, John Cena should be the main event of that show.
Yeah.
However, it is what it is. Then the fact that Oba Femi is a main eventer, that we both agree that he is, why wouldn't he win the NXT Championship back if they're bringing him into NXT?
WWE Creative thinks that, someone has to win the NXT title just to face Cody Rhodes. No, that shouldn't be the possibility. It should be whoever is I would have done okay, Oba Femi, I want you to face me. Ricky Saints, I want you to face me. Triple threat match. It would have worked out great.
And the winner of that faces Cody. I don't know. I think champion versus championship is definitely interesting. I definitely look forward to this match.
Even though it's not even on the line, but still.
But I'm looking forward to whenever this takes place.
Right. But the thing is, I don't think Oba Femi should have had the championship. I wanted to see Oba Femi.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that you don't think Oba Femi necessarily had to have the championship.
Yes.
In order to face Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that completely. I agree because, again, when it comes to these two individuals, those of you who only follow WWE and don't care about anything else, you might not be aware that there have been quite a few matches between Cody Rhodes and Ricky Saints in AEW. And in NWA, I believe they had one there. Anyways, Oba Femi is a new foe. He is someone that Cody has never faced before, at least to my knowledge. If he has in an indie wrestling show, then whatever. Then I'm wrong about this. But to my knowledge, I I don't believe Obafemi has faced Cody Rhodes.
Not that I know of.
So I believe this is for once. I actually think WWE made a good decision here.
But it shouldn't be with Oba with the title.
Right. I think you could have this match anyways. Put him on Raw and have it for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Right.
Or who knows. But yeah, I think this is a good idea. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
On to our last topic.
Tony D'Angelo is back.
And he's...
And Tony, I haven't seen... Man, I wish I saw NXT Deadline yesterday because I would have had more things to talk about here.
Right.
However, I will say this. NXT has been very stale as of late. At least for me.
Right.
At least for me. I feel like they haven't completely... I don't think they're a dead brand, but I think right now, everything in WWE has been kind of mid or like expected. Like there's... Aside from the culling turning on Tatum Paxley a few weeks back, like I could have predicted every single outcome. And I think that's an issue here.
Right. And I just sent you a photo of what he looks like now.
Interesting. So it seems like he gained some muscle mass.
Yep. So...
aside from that, I mean, he lost the pinstripe suit.
And also, he looked like he grew out his facial hair even more.
Yeah, he grew out his beard, and he has a leather jacket, and
Yep.
I like the look, actually. Seems like he's gonna be a badass.
Oh, trust me, I think he will be.
I hope so. They're booking also because with a look like that, I feel like you have to be. Now, did he must have attacked Javon Evans, right?
Yes, he did. Who Javon Evans was at the rights to face Obafemi, which Obafemi was out, and the lights went out. Obafemi saw the reporters or someone said that, Obafemi just saw a ghost, and boom, there he is.
And then they cut to the ring, and then Tony D'Angelo was there.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like Tony D'Angelo this is another dude that I think should be on the main roster.
I think with this new character right here, I would like to see what it going to be looking like. And then I'll say, move him up fast now.
Yeah, I feel like he has to compete for the NXT Championship.
Right. But
At least he has to be in the North American title picture.
But with the way how he was back then, he should have been up. But I don't think main roster would have had nothing much for him. He could have come back down with this new look and rebuild his character.
It seems like he's been taking a lot of time for himself recently.
Yep.
And like, what do I really want to do? Yeah, I just think I'm glad to see Tony back. NXT needs a character. NXT needs Tony D'Angelo right now.
Definitely.
And especially over the past couple of years that he's been like the guy in NXT. I feel like Tony D'Angelo is one of the 5 most iconic, or like not necessarily iconic, but like recognizable athletes to someone. I feel like if someone didn't watch NXT before, I feel like they would know who Tony D'Angelo was.
Right.
Just because of the impact he's had in WWE as a whole. Bill, I believe you if he debuted on the main roster, you'd be like, oh shit, Tony D'Angelo's here. This is a huge event. That's kind of where I'm at here. I can't wait to see Tony back, and I believe it's a good thing to have him back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it's gonna lead into with Tony's new look. And this is great to see him back. I want to see where it's gonna take him. Is he gonna be like going for the championship or like a new group or what? As the looks of it.
I don't see the rest of his dudes there.
Right, but I'm saying he could form a new group.
That is true, he could. I would like to see Tony D'Angelo solo. I would like to see Tony D'Angelo become what Steve Macklin used to be in NXT a few years ago, where he is straight up like badass type character.
Right.
And NXT needs somebody like that, aside from Obafemi, because we all know Obafemi's Obafemi. back, that'll like shake things up in NXT. I feel like NXT's must watch now. The next few like months. I'm glad Tony is back.
Yeah, same. And I think we were talking about a couple months ago or a month ago on our podcast.
We might have been. I completely forget, to be honest.
So been listening to our podcast, so I'm gonna probably say, oh, yep, right there.
Okay, I feel like this is it.
Yep, pretty much. But anyways, Unstoppable Squad, thank you guys for watching. Great long podcast. Probably gonna be an hour and a half, hour 40. Who knows?
Who knows how long this is gonna be? I feel bad for our editor.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. Rest his soul.
Yeah, you are like, bless your heart, editor. You're going to have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, seriously. Even though you're getting paid a lot of money for it, but hey. Alright, Unstoppable Squad. Thank you guys for watching. Next week, I'm planning on having Pistol Pete here, and along with Vulture. If Vulture is down, we'll see. That's if I'm not sick. Never know with Mother Nature brings to the table. Or either you or anyone. Anyways, Unstoppable Squad, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, because all 4 things are free, and free. Guys, go check out Pistol Pete's interview if you guys are still listening to this podcast. You guys don't want to miss it tomorrow morning. I'm Unstoppable.
I'm Pistol Pete.
We are out. Peace.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here, and if you don't subscribe to the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy, bumfuck, pussy-ass bitch motherfucker.